Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Family Tree Podcast. That's what we ended up calling it. This is the second episode, and nothing's planned. No questions are planned, and I happen to want to interview Khuli or chat with Khuli because we've got a song that's coming out. Woo-woo! And you know, he's also like mad, like on the promo vibe. You're everywhere.
I'm going in the... I've never worked this hard for a single time.
Yo, welcome back.
Yeah, man.
From the fans, and welcome to the show.
Yeah, I see you.
Yeah, first of all, man, I think everyone would like to know everybody else. I mean, I have a relationship with you, so I know where you've been, but that's probably the first question. Like, where have you been?
Yeah.
What have you been doing?
Yeah.
What's been keeping you busy?
Yeah. Yo, past couple of years, I'd say maybe from 2014. Anything after that whole SAP saga, things like took like a left, turn. But there were some blessings there as well. You know what I mean? Like, the absolute journey was like fucking amazing. I got to travel the continent, doing shows out in Angola. You got a billboard out there, Kenya, Ghana, got to meet Stoneboy. A lot of dudes got to hang out with Sakudi. You know what I mean? And we won a bunch of awards as well out at Cannes. But I was rolling dolo. So it's just me, Lebungamlara. You know what I'm saying? And it was like that for a minute, like in boardrooms, business class, flying, bit lonely. You know what I mean? So, but very disconnected from like the studio and the music and the streets. You know what I mean? But I guess, I kind of had to go.
It's funny that you speak about Bungamla. It's crazy because the only people I was hearing like talk about meeting you and stuff were white people.
All the time.
I was just chilling with like some corporate white people, and they're like, Khuli? You're like, yeah, I know Khuli. Yeah, Khuli's my friend, and we're working on this deal where we're going to sell this. And I'm just like, I wasn't thinking about it. When you said it, I was like, actually, it's weird that I was only hearing white people talking about chilling with you. Everybody else wouldn't really speak about that.
Doug, it was like that. It was like that for years. And I gotta say, man, shout out to Ryan, Gia, and them from Native, Melanie from Pernod Ricard. I think she's left now. Yo, I got to soak in how Bungamla.
Yeah.
And just
isn't it weird though, like how, you make more money from like corporate and it's more comfortable.
Yeah.
In terms of like the money, but it's hard to balance.
Very hard.
That with your core and what you actually do as a musician.
Very hard, man. And for me, like, real talk, I became very complacent.
Yeah.
Like when it comes to the pen and the art and the studio time and all of that stuff, you know what I mean? And I also thought maybe it's my time to cash in now. It's my time to work less or work smart or whatever, but I could feel something was missing. You know what I mean? Like the streets put me on, the streets made me, and the thing that put me up there wasn't doing what it's supposed to do anymore. You know what I'm saying? The campaigns were hella amazing, very exciting. And we built something very, very special. I mean, we went from just creating a song to creating like a whole, African collaboration album to creating a festival. You know what I mean? So for me, it was just like, geez, I've never experienced so much longevity in like a
campaign.
Yeah, in like a campaign and a brand partnership, But I miss the streets, dog. I'd run into Scoop. Scoop would be like, are you sleeping? Wah. Come see me, let's talk. I'll duck him. Yeah, Stogie was like, yo, what you selling alcohol now? What's your story? You know what I'm saying? Elias tried to keep me in the studio at his crib for a little while. We banged out some songs. You know what I mean? But it took me a while to connect with the music and the streets again. Yeah.
Yeah, but and I relate to that because it's like going out and trying to perform and make music, and it's so stressful, right? And then trying to use your brand, it's like you go out for an appearance and get $250,000 and go
Yeah.
back home. You didn't have to sweat,
It's
you know.
done.
You didn't have to perform before and after somebody. You know what I
Nabi.
mean? So I relate to that. But going back to the music, like,
Yeah.
what's been your biggest lesson with getting back to the
Yeah.
actual music? Like,
Yeah.
what were your challenges before, and what's your biggest lesson, and what helped you get it right? Because I feel like now when I listen to you as you speak, I feel like I'm talking to someone who's figured it out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like at first when we were speaking, it was like you trying to figure it out. You were
Yeah.
going through so many
Yeah.
emotions and things. But when I speak to you and hearing you talk about the music, it's like you figured it out.
Yeah. Yo, I started going out. But another thing I had to do was I had to sober up for a while. So I sobered up for a while. I don't know how I pulled that one off. Cause now you know. So yo, I was clean for a hot minute, but I would go out all the time. I'd be in clubs. I would hit, the hood, Mamelodi, Peli, and just watch. You know what I'm saying? So you stop, getting high on your own supply, When when you're all in the studio and you say, yo, this is gonna be a smash, and the shit doesn't smash.
Yeah.
So I stopped that, and then I also just started testing the music. We started something called Unreleased Thursdays, and I'll drop on a Thursday with a video and just check, and just, you know what I mean? None of them on YouTube, because I wanted, like, real-time reactions.
Yeah.
Like, this shit is trash, or this shit is hot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
I remember that.
Yeah, and I built, so I kind of built that momentum. And then when Pro passed, that threw the spanners in the works. We were stuck for a minute. But I started enjoying just going out and watching you and watching everyone that's at the top of their game without, with no ego, no feelings, just like, watch how he's doing it, learn something. And yeah, man. And like for me, then I just started enjoying the game.
Yeah, having fun.
Yeah.
It's important. Today I was like really thinking about what I wanted to ask, and I want to go back a little bit to your second album.
Yeah.
It was for me, such a work of art. I'll always love the first album because there's so much history, and it was such a game changer, and for an album to like last 3 years and only become bigger and bigger, so it'll always be a special album for me. But your second album, I feel like, was so musical, so cohesive, the way it was made, the sound. I feel like it was so planned, and it was also well executed in terms of recording and the songwriting and everything. But I feel like it wasn't pushed as much as the first album. Like, tell us what happened with that.
Yeah. So, I think first album, I would say like, I don't know, man. I'm gonna blow my own horn.
Yeah.
I would say what I brought to the game is how to milk one album for a while. So Motswako Originator, man, we shot so many videos out of that, and we milked it. It's like, you stretch the album as far as you can. Second album, I think after Mnatubawe blew up, when the situation with the cops went down, man, it was just like, it threw us off completely. That was right about that time, that was right at the peak of like Lost in Time. I mean, the album actually even went gold, something we never announced.
I finally have an exclusive. You heard it first on the Family Tree podcast. I didn't know that.
Went gold. I was so detached from it. I didn't like, but it took us like 2 years for that shit to go gold. We hit every city doing like in-store promos, and we worked hard for it.
Because I thought you guys would drop like Ketani.
We were supposed to drop Keta, and we were gonna drop Chilling with Kimang and My Easy and PH.
Yeah.
My Easy has one of the dopest verses on that album.
Yeah. I remember that
what
joint. It sounded like you in LA.
We got to a place where we felt like, yo, it's time to wrap it up.
For real.
And I'll always kind of regret that. And there's a dude that hit me up, I think Ninja or somebody on Twitter who was like, yo, it'll be dope for you to shoot some videos, some throwbacks from Lost in Time,
Ketani would be one of them for me.
Dog, shout out to Biz.
Yeah.
One
that
take.
verse.
That homie came in the studio, that was one take.
For real.
Real talk. And I've heard people talk about, yo, one take. That guy did one take. Fastest raps I've ever heard in my life. Yeah.
That's my favorite verse, actually.
Yeah.
On the album. I kept on
And
playing. It's just amazing.
the joint was trappy.
But it was done right, it didn't sound like a
no.
like a dumbed down version of Khuli. And even the things that you were saying there, bro, back when Kota was called Mutlapiso. Yeah. Ah, man.
That was
because it seems like that's the same thing you guys did with the second album of Morafi as well.
Yeah, I think like the second album, Morafi was the reason why I went solo, and it was Toadie's idea, right? Because hey man, it felt like at that moment we felt like the game had kicked us in the teeth. You know what I mean? Like we put together this amazing, body of work.
Yeah.
That's run about the time, Motherland Crunk.
Motherland
Crunk. Yeah, Bonks and Elias, Lou, pretty yellow bone boys that not only rap but they can dance. And it was just like, yo, it disrupted the game, and no one caught on to our sound, right? And I remember Toadie was like, dog, do you know if you go solo, nobody will ever see that coming? Because I was like the quiet dude in the crew, but I was lethal. I was lethal with the raps, but I was still very reserved and the second album, my second album, was just like, fuck. I came into it still very nervous and fearful of like, fuck, I can't go through that shit we went through. You know what I mean? And like we haven't seen a lot of artists kind of overcome that sophomore thing, and everybody be like, yeah, Mutaka Originator was like hit from check 1 to 19. You gotta beat that. And damn, man, PH put his all into that album.
Yeah, the mixing's also amazing.
Sticky came through hard with that Kapunda joint. And he was also just part of that whole process. KG, crazy enough, like on the second album, that's when KG was directing a lot of the music. On the first, that was Toadie.
Yeah. Oh, alright, I feel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, man, but Lost in Time I think that's what made it a special project for me, is that I had to overcome, so with each and every album that I dropped, it was like taking one for Morafi.
All right.
Yeah.
What happened between you and the label My Throne and Naughty? Because at some point, there was like you signing him and whatever.
Yeah.
The reason why I'm asking this is because a lot of people feel like us established acts don't put so much, investment into like the guys we try and put up. And I don't think you've ever told your story about what actually happened.
Yeah, fuck, Naughty. I'm so happy. Me and him are like cool, and whenever we run into each other, whenever we get a chance to perform together, I always bring him out. You know what I mean? And people live for that moment. You know? But dog, came a point where I'm buzzing, and my entrepreneurial, spirit is going, yo, if there's a dude to sign, it's Naughty.
Yeah.
I remember I reached out to him. I was like, yo, in 4 weeks, I'm gonna show you how much you can buzz.
Yeah.
Right? And I'll still break you off. I'm not gonna do the for exposure.
Yeah.
We did that for 4 weeks. He had this joint, my bare, which
remember.
inspired Tswada.
Yeah.
So when him and Lemonka used to move together, they hit me up to come do a chorus. I rocked the chorus for them, but I was worried. I was like, this joint is so hot. We're gonna have to do another version.
Yeah.
I came up with another version. We did Tswada. He blew up, right? Cool. 4 weeks we run. We hit every hood.
Yeah.
Right? He would perform a Barabar and then Kwalaka, Tswada.
Yeah.
And then I get a message that, yo, homeboy is signed. Your homeboy is signed to a label. I'm like, nah, man.
It's impossible.
It's impossible. Homie Scream Munches or whatever sent me the link. I check it out. I hit up Notsi. I'm like, yo, for my own sanity, Don, I'm not gonna believe you've already signed the deal. You know what I'm saying? I remember, dog, trying to force Hype to put him on the cover when I got my first Hype cover.
Yeah.
I was like, no, put Lil Bro over here. They're like, no, we'll give him a little feature. This is your moment, da-da-da.
Yeah.
You know, I was obsessed with him.
Yeah.
You know, because I had this foresight that he was gonna become really huge, you know, and he was really special. And then, yo, that's when things started to take, to
So he was signed to Lunch Boy or something.
So it turns out he was signed to Lunch Boy. And then I reached out to everybody because I was like, you know what, this is gonna hurt the kid. Okay, cool, let's try find a way to resolve it. We had one meeting. That meeting didn't go so well. Yeah, we had a meeting and it was just like, nah, okay, cool.
Yeah, but I'm glad we touched on that because people make up their own stories, you know.
Nah, dog,
people have this whole thing of, yo, Khuli's scared, you can see you're gonna take over.
Yeah, and you killed him on that joint.
So,
I was like, nah, B, you know, that's my little bro, for real. So, and
now with the label, I see you also messing with this kid from Klerksdorp.
Yeah,
Is he signed to you, or is it a matter of just like helping out?
So, you know, I'm big on partnerships, man.
Yeah.
You know, MDB's got a movement called Onde. You know, there's a whole lot more from where MDB comes from. Dog. There's crazy cats, but TT and them, and rest in peace to Bo Nash. And yeah, you know, and I'm like, yo, I'm gonna try this again, you know, and my throne at one point was no more, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I've seen, it's the hardest thing to do, man, to be an artist and sign other artists and still try and like build your own career and build other careers. So, you know what I mean? If you find the sweet spot, yo, you're
People
a G.
don't get there, right?
It's a tough, I mean, the business is tough on its own, right? So with Naughty, I think where I realized my strengths were in co-signing and influencing people on like, this is the next hot act.
Yeah.
But it would have been tough to run a business trying to manage Naughty.
You know what we get wrong? What I've noticed is, because you as a label or as a label owner, you run your own career really.
Yeah.
You know, and what we don't understand is that a label needs stuff. And that's what we don't have, right?
Nah.
So you need like 10 people who are running the label. So if you're saying that you're releasing another album, it's not you who's doing every single thing, you know, you just overlook that. So now I think with us, you open a label, you release your album, and since you the artist, everything is easier, you know. And once it becomes very difficult when you have to release somebody else, because you kind of expect them to get it and go, you know, do everything that you did to make yourself pop.
Kind of figure it out. Nah, it's tough, B. You know, so with MDB, I would say the difference is that, you know, MDB, man, he's so proactive.
Yeah.
He's got a whole movement. He's got a whole following. You know, he's very active, and he's also very patient. He's also into the long game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, I mean, how I met Dude was I met him through Up. And he just come in to try and help me out with some music. And he jumped on one of my joints, unreleased, title Numbers, a dope joint. Can't wait to put it out. So, and I learned so much from MDB, you know what I mean? And the vision that he has is so much bigger than just MDB, you know? Yeah.
He sounds like it.
Yeah, man.
What did I want to ask you? Oh, yeah. Like now coming back into the game, right? Like things are changing. You know, there's like streaming now. There's, people don't really buy albums anymore. People stream singles and all of that.
Dog, is it like, should we be printing CDs still?
You know what they said the other day? I was in a meeting.
Like, should I print for this next job?
You know,
I'm like, should I even print CDs?
The other day I was in a meeting and someone said the biggest sellers right now sell 5,000 copies.
Fuck.
Yeah, like the biggest guys who are out there that are like definitely, selling in musica. They're printing 5,000 copies now.
And that's it.
And that's it. And everything else is digital, right? And which is pretty tricky because Africa is not, or South Africa is not ready for digital because, data is expensive and some people don't even know how to use some of these services. There's so much, going on. So if you're not like an artist who has like 6-7 countries listening to him out there, you might struggle in this time, So what's like do you have a strategy for that, or are you still just dealing with music,
Nah, dog, I'm a mind bee. I'm always thinking. But I think what I realized, dog, is that in as much as we're living in a digital, time, this year, connecting with people and going to the people will always be more powerful.
Definitely.
Yeah, and also being digital savvy shouldn't make you complacent or via and go. I mean, that's one of the things that really got me back. It's just like I stopped worrying about the money. I was like, yo, okay, cool. I'm gonna hit about 3 joints this weekend. Who's available? Okay, cool. Yeah, don't worry about the dough. Let's just do this thing.
Yeah.
Don't worry about the dough. My focus is just my consumer.
Yeah.
So for me, guys like Ryan Leslie inspire me, where you focus on, this is my following.
How can I?
Yeah, I'm gonna focus on my following. If it's 5,000 people, I'm gonna make these 5,000 people happy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then from there we'll build.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, growing up, you're talking about going to the people. Do you know the story, Aure? Arthur used to drive into villages and sell his music himself.
Dog.
And at that time when he was doing that, that's when Lil Wayne and them started selling singles, and the people were like, yo, the digital era.
Yeah.
And he was able to sell gold, platinum, even in those times.
Off just singles, yeah.
So I agree with you when you say, going to the people is definitely more important. I mean, more powerful, especially if you're independent and you can maximize the profit.
Yeah, dog. Like, I mean, that's the only way. That's the only way to focus on your consumer and constantly create new fans.
I also wanted to ask you.
I've picked this up. There'll be, in this time I was quiet, I'll go hit a random hood and Batanya. I still have my go-go going, hey.
Yeah.
You understand me? Like, it's just made me realize, oh shit, I need to connect more. You know what I'm saying? There's only so much tweeting I can do.
Yeah.
There's only so much Facebooking I can do. But I just want to be where the people is at. On
a lighter note, right?
Yeah.
Ever since I knew you, you've never been. You've always been a private person. You know, I was Muto Papang, and you've also never been public about relationships. But of late, get vacation, and was that a conscious decision? Was it out of happiness? What really happened there? Because it was just like from Khuli, from us not knowing anything about Khuli to a speculation, and a week later we already have confirmation that no, these people are actually in Tanzania together. And then from there it's just been, mad public.
Yeah, you know what, man? At some point you just gotta let go, man. You know what I mean? Not only, I had to let go of a lot of shit. You know what I mean? Including that, and just like, I also kind of met somebody who also just kind of changed my life, Out of happiness, it's a little easier to be like, okay, cool, I'll open up a little bit, I still you know, I still remain private when it comes to certain things, you know what I mean? But like, yeah, it wasn't easy in the beginning, you know what I mean? But like, what makes it easy is, Joe, are we two mates and you're happy, you know what I mean? And it doesn't feel like a job.
Because you are happy. Like, I even saw you in Sun City. You were wilding out, whatever. And then 2 minutes later, I saw your woman. I was like, wait, he's here with this woman. And he's this happy. I'm just... Usually, you know, homies are mad, miserable when they're with their partners. Tell them what this is a blow me, or I would little made you.
No good brag. I mean, you know, you meet somebody who's just like, you guys have a dope friendship. So, you know, man. You just ride that wave, you know? Yeah.
I'm happy for you, bro. I was actually tweeting the other day that, you know, you seem like you're in such a good place, and it's great to see you there, you know? Because, first of all, I think you're a dope human being. The industry's full of a lot of assholes, you know? And it's just great to see someone good winning, because a lot of times, you know, the good people in the industry are the ones who get the short end of the stick. So when I see, you know, someone who's just like, who has a good heart, and someone that definitely just exudes positive energy and has tried to help so many people. When you're in a good space, it's just great to see, man.
Yeah, B. And I think, you know, like, we had that talk, and I think I talked about it on Kaya.
Yeah.
Because you get to a point where you're stuck. Right? You're like, okay, cool. I dropped like 3 singles, none of this shit hit.
Yeah.
You know, you go and track what people are saying, you know, about your brand or about your music. You know, some feedback is positive, some is not. But like, you realize that it bothers you so much that you're now stuck. You're even afraid to make your next move, because you just kind of
doubt yourself as well.
You doubt yourself. Self-doubt is a fucking devil, B. You know, and I think for me, dog, I would host seminars on just self-doubt.
Yeah.
That thing, you know, where you're stuck and you don't even remember who you are anymore. You know what I'm saying? You're just afraid to make the next move. But there was a lot of other things that were holding me back on a personal, you know, on a personal level that I had to let go of. And when I did, man, and you know, my heart goes out to a lot of musicians, dog. Anybody who has to use their mind to work, you know, musicians, all creatives, you know, are susceptible to like depression, anxiety,
drugs.
And, you know, drugs, anything that keeps you going. So for me, dog, you know, sobriety changed my life.
You know, speaking of
being with the right person and just being aligned, you know, with the right people and people that just make you happy outside of like whether you're buzzing or not.
Yeah.
That's a winning
Speaking
formula.
of that, you know, like the depression that artists go through. Do you remember like the last time you were supposed to come to my house?
Yeah.
Because it's your first time coming here.
Dog.
But the last time you was, thank you. The first...
This crib, yo, this crib. I know you've seen it online, but this crib is banging.
Thank you, bro.
Real time, yeah.
Thank you. Finally, thank you for blessing us with your presence.
Yeah, man.
The last time actually, was a studio session.
Yeah.
With Jabba, Toady, and you were supposed to be here with KG, and we recorded the Nyuku remix. Yeah. And that would have been our last moment, but then you got caught up somewhere with KG, and I would have had it on camera as well. Fuck. So we were kind of robbed of that moment. How has it been, you know, dealing with Jabba's death and also the manner that we lost him in, you know?
Hey, man. You know, like, the hardest thing has actually even been trying to make a song about it. It's so much, you know? It still hurts. And, you know, it's a lot of mixed feelings because, you know, sometimes I'm, like, angry about it, you know? Sometimes I'm happy. I feel like he's in a better place. But the one thing for me that gives me that closure is him and I got to talk. Because him and I were not in a good space before he, for like a little while, So I was like, bro, I love you. It doesn't matter who was wrong or right. Let's just squash this shit. It's abnormal. You know what I mean? And then we got to chop it out for a while. We got to laugh. And and the last time I spoke to him, man, he was at his happiest. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was doing interviews again.
Yeah.
He was connecting Liba to the vibe was as it should be.
Yeah.
And the vibe was Jabba meeting,
Yeah.
And when that went down, it'll always boggle my mind. Like, it'll always mind fuck me.
What I realized is that like Jabba's death taught me so much I didn't know about him.
Yeah.
When you say that Jabba we knew, I thought I knew him.
Yeah.
Until his death. And then I realized that there was so much that he hid from people that he loves, and
like his pain.
His pain. I didn't know.
Knew.
Like, that's not someone I ever thought, would be going through all of those things that people came and spoke about after. I met a lot of people who said, there was this one time that Jabba was down and I caught him doing this and I caught him. And it was so crazy for me to hear that one of his DJs sent this email talking about his life with Jabba and how he struggled with depression and everything. Were you always aware of like what he went through? And
artists, dog, are weird people. Some are moody. I know Jabba was like a moody cat. Like, there were moments where you're like, okay, he's not talking. Okay, sharp.
Yeah, and you just had to roll with that.
You're just gonna roll with it.
Yeah.
And then, when he's up again, it's all good, But depression, nah. I know that he was always kind of like anxious. I suffer from that too.
Me too.
Yeah, anxiety. But like, it's something that I've had to get used to. It drives me. My anxiety drives me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It challenges me. But I didn't know, bro. And then, I think that's what really broke my heart. Because you just feel like, fuck, man. I wish he reached out. Or was I like...
Maybe you were not tangible enough.
Yeah, or maybe I'm like a wall. Maybe I'm not easily accessible, or I'm not, you know what I mean?
And have you learned something from that, like in terms of how you speak to people now and how you connect with other people, like from Jabba's experience? Because that's what's happened to me, Like, before, if somebody would say, can you talk? If I couldn't, I'd reply and say, or if I had something I was doing, I'd reply and say, I'll speak to you later, or whatever. But now when someone says, can you talk? I reply immediately to say, yo, what up? You know what I mean? Because that could be someone trying to reach out to you.
That could be the last text. And you also learn to be vulnerable. Like, picking up the phone and calling Cass and going, yo, I get sharp. It's like not an easy thing to do. You know what I'm saying? Well, rappers have
to be tough.
There's an ego attached to that. You know what I'm saying? And like for me, it just taught me to be vulnerable. That's where you're gonna get the answers. Sometimes you think your situation is tough, but your perspective then changes my whole situation. Like, it's not really that fucked up. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. But I ran into Leano the other day, man, and it'd be nice to connect with him as we grow.
Yeah, man. I think we've covered a lot, and personally, I'd like to speak about just me being happy that me and you also got to reconnect. Not that we ever had a serious problem.
Yeah, but we were like bumpy.
Yeah,
it was like, when the pilot says we experienced a bit of turbulence.
Yeah, turbulence.
And it just goes on for a long time. It felt like the turbulence wouldn't end.
So,
but, yeah, man.
And I've also realized how happy people are as well,
Yeah.
Like the people, like Maftown people and people who love Motswako and, Batswana. A lot of people, it means so much to them.
Yeah.
And I'm glad we got to build because I think that's one of the things that's gonna help all of us go through whatever we went through. The other day I was going through something and I needed money and I called Khuli. I said, yo, I said, yo, bro, yo.
I'm in the jam.
I'm in a jam.
Yeah.
Like, do you have like 100K you can help me with? And a lot of people don't have, that type of relationship with other people, especially musicians, and those are the type, like the reason why black people but at least talk fairly, those are the type of things that could help. Yeah. So I'm glad, not only like in public that we take pictures or whatever, but it's like genuine, and I'm comfortable enough to call you when I have a problem, and also speak about in public and say, I've got a brother that I can call when I'm down. I'm glad we're there. I'm very excited about your music coming out. Do you have an album that you're working on?
Dog.
That you want to give us an exclusive about?
Dog, I'm going to give you everything, son. The album is titled Planet of the Have-Nots.
Have you ever spoke about it anyway?
Yeah. So I went home, I think, early this year, and then I passed by Jabba's artwork. And that's when
At the office, yeah.
At the office, and that's when I let everybody know, this
Planet of the Have-Nots.
Planet of the Have-Nots.
Date? You don't know yet?
September.
All right, cool.
September the 6th. That's when, it's time we let it go,
Yeah.
But it's amazing, man.
Hopefully I could also get another joint on your album. I'm going to play you some stuff.
I want to hear this joint you were talking about.
Yeah, because I'm also working a lot on my production.
Yeah.
So I'm concentrating on myself as a producer as well. So it would be dope.
Nah.
Even if you take the song and you want to remove my vocals, it would be dope to say, yo, because
there's still room, dog, for 2 or more 3 smashes.
I've got some stuff.
Okay, let's make it happen. Dog.
Planet of the Have-Nots.
Yeah.
September. Any features you want to talk about?
So I got Manu Wolstar on there.
Oh,
I got Stogie and Jaseed on one joint. It's crazy.
Sounds crazy.
I got yours truly.
Yeah.
Holla. We
might just have another one on there.
I got A. Reese.
Yo, lit.
Yeah, I got A. Reese on the joint.
People don't know that A. Reese actually is one of us.
Yeah.
He actually comes from Motswako.
Yeah.
I remember A. Reese came after me, even has a song called Casper's Picture.
Yeah.
He was rapping about me. And he used to rap in Tswana as well.
Yeah. Me and him got a hype cover coming up.
For real?
And I was like, yo, first time I heard him, first thing I thought was like, shit, I guess there's a whole lot more from where we come from. Because it was like, yo, we cut from the same cloth with Lil Homie, Yeah, so A. Reese is in there. MDB is all over that.
Yeah.
KG is all over that. But yo, man, I think I got one of my best works.
All right, I can't wait to hear it.
The energy is just right, And yeah, man, we've come a long way, bro. I bumped into this picture. This was the first day I met you. It was at Motor Club. You were doing a show with KT.
Oh, yeah, Motswako Republic.
Dog, we were ashy as fuck. but yo.
Yeah, I think I remember the picture. I remember the picture.
Yo,
you guys were mad close with KT. That's how I got to meet
but
you.
You had this verse about 16s. What was that?
The song's called Move. I was listening to it last week, and these guys were actually bumping to it. I might re-release it. Yeah.
Yo, that verse is still fire, And I just remember going, fuck, we come a long way. And for me, I remember when I started blowing up, and a lot of people used to come at me sideways and talk about, yo, you killing Jabba right now.
Yeah.
And I always had this foresight that you were going to become big. I just had that thing when I know this here is going to be a problem for us. But a good problem. And I know you went through that when people started coming at you sideways, where they plant their seed and say, yo, you're going to kill this nigga right now. You know what I mean? And I remember even at a time early in your career where you wanted the features. And I was like, nah, I want you to go make a name for yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I know probably at the time it felt like, yaw bauta.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, you thought I was gonna say nah, I understood.
Yeah,
I was just
right.
like, yo, Khuli, Khuli kile Jaws. Kile chai to Khuli kile Jaws.
Nah, B, you know, it was, for me, it was just, and I don't know, for me, it was just like, I think, maybe I felt like it was the right thing to do, where I felt like at a time it'll be like, oh, you mean the Khuli joint? I was just like, you got the ability to stand alone and build, you know what I'm saying? But I was looking back at it, that even when there was like turbulence, when things were like a bit, it was still a relationship that I had to protect.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I knew your big brother. You know what I'm saying?
You know, that moment was tough, and we never really spoke about it, you know, and we don't have to. But for me, it was difficult because I genuinely saw all of you guys as my big brothers, you know, like family. And for me, for you to be so close to someone who genuinely wanted me dead, like that's how I saw it. Like, you know, the dude would want me back in Mufftown dead, like, you know, and you smiling with dude. And I used to look at it as like, how are you comfortable? You know what I mean? Knowing that there's this going on. And we also never had a conversation about it as to what do you think about it? And that's what I constantly used to. And you know, when you're in the middle of all of that, like, you hate everything that comes with whatever you hate, you know? And I had to grow up to realize that, firstly, people don't have to inherit beefs. You know what I mean? Like, it's just something that you don't have to put people through. You know, I had to also let my friends be cool with whoever they wanted to be cool with. You know, and I overcame that. And now we mad cool, and it's not even something that we actually speak about. You know, and yeah, that's how I see it now. It's like it happened. I didn't understand it at that point.
You know the thing that made me sleep at night? When that shit popped off, I hit you up. And then I hit homie up. I said, yo, this shit is not right. And it was crazy, you both gave me the same answer. I was like, all right, cool. But you know, I think for me, beyond that saga, it was just like, yo, it would suck to not have a relationship with Refilwe. Forget Cass, forget, you know, beyond the fame and the popularity.
And then our mothers became close.
Our moms are friends. You know what I mean? I was just like, yo, this is bad, you know? And for me, because, dog, you know, will come a time where it's not about the numbers. You know what I'm saying? That's how I want to grow old with this family, where Manabaro not proud. Like, yo, do you know my uncle is Cassper
and we spoke about this earlier, that
dog.
We fight after everything. You ended up with KG and Toady. As the guys that you with every day, and you've been with the whole world. Even with me, it's like, it's funny that I ended up with the guys that I started with, you know. And you know, you built this like empire, and you think like it's gonna be like that forever, and then I think also being like a real nigga helps, because I don't think there's a lot of people who can be cool with like the guys they started with, because you find that something happened that they you know, they can't really go back. You know what I mean?
Dog, but we're blessed, dog. You know, I see you and Capo still moving together. KG, and I'm
Capo
like,
just got a crib.
Fuck,
you know.
KG's about to drop as well.
Yo, I want to hear that.
Best kept secret. Yo, KG's got one of the best albums I've ever heard. Real talk. You know, and you know, somebody like KG who's so selfless and has watched me do it over and over again, and just waiting for his time. Like, you always have time to make me shine. I'm just like, yo, dog, you know, it'll be dope for all of us to really up, you know, the whole Math Town, and make sure homie gets his, you know, gets his spot, you know.
I thought this interview chat wouldn't take so long, but I think we have so much to chat about.
Got a lot to talk
Maybe
about.
we should do another one, you know, somewhere, but it's getting cold also. Anything else you want to plug?
Yeah, man, let me just say, to the fans, especially everyone who's just excited about me and Lil Bro, connecting and making music again. Mav Town, this is the reunion you've been waiting for. It's bigger than myself and Cassper Nyovest. I want to see Naughty do it with KT, everybody. Let's let's connect and let's build.
Yeah.
Can't wait to drop the album.
Yeah.
Ichu drops this Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably tomorrow. We're probably gonna drop on Thursday if Jabu edits on time.
Yeah.
And what else? The album Planet of the Have-Nots is dropping in September.
Yeah.
Indie
Partnerships, indie. We'll
Yeah.
talk about that on the next.
All right, peace.